Hello everyone. Today I want to explain about some uh, start part from the SPSS. So today you can see here there are problem 1 and 2 and 3. So for beginners of the SPSS, they have to understand how SPSS works. So this software doesn't take any literary meaning. So even in English and French or any other languages, they should be coded as numbers. So you can see in the first problem, which is about asking to run the ANOVA test, and the second one is to run the t-test. And then number 3, problem 3 is about running the one sample test. So we will cover the one by one today, and I will show you how you can input this information in SPSS. So the problem 1, in fact, that we can see that there are 3 groups, which are high and moderate and low. And each group has the same numbers of the scores. So there are 6, and there is also 6, and there is also 6. So we have to input in the SPSS about the 3 different groups and their scores. So when you go to the data set in SPSS, in general, you can see the data set and the variable view. So we will go for the variable view, and then you can put the first variable is ID. So that means that how many participants you can find. And in fact, we don't use this variable in general, but we need that when we need to reverse the order, we can use the ID. So about that, I will explain in another video. So for today, don't consider the ID as a variable, just we need that as an identifier. And then we need a group that you saw that there are 3 groups, and we need the scores. Okay, so when you enter those 3 variables, and in fact ID is identifier, but we need 2 variables, so we will deal today, and you have to put the values. So the group has the 3 values. So that was, it was high, moderate, and low. So you see that here, groups and the values. So number 1 is high, and the number 2 is moderate, and the number 3 is low. So we create the these 3 groups, and now we should input the scores. So scores that is here 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 3. 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, and 3. Okay. And then another one was 8, 10, 11, 8, 10, 11, 7, 12, 11, 7, 12, 11, and then 10, 11, 8, 10, 11, 8, and then 6, 13, 12. 6, 13. Okay, so you don't need to input those numbers in data. In general, we will have the already prepared data for analysis, but this is for the making an exercise how you can input the information in the data. And the groups is number 1 was high, number 2 moderate, and number 3 it was low. We can put that each one. Number 1, 4, 5, 6. So we input the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the number 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And number 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And about the ID, you will just put as the same number next to your column. So that will be the number of participants. Again, this is for exercise of the SPSS. So you don't have to put those numbers yourself in general. But this is we want to understand how it works with SPSS and numbers. It's the reason why we are doing this. Okay. Okay. So our data is ready to run the ANOVA test. So ANOVA test, as you can see there, when they have three different groups, and that is a categorical variable. So that is an independent variable. And then dependent variable was the RT score. So that is the pure numbers. So we consider that they are continuous variable. So ANOVA table requires the one independent variable as a categorical. They have more than three groups. And the dependent variable should be the continuous variable. So we have here. So now you can go to analyze and then compare means, and you go one-way ANOVA. Okay, now dependent variable should be the scores, and the vector is a group. Okay, and then we should go to the post hoc because ANOVA test shows that the test result is significant or not. But when it is significant, we have to see from where it's coming exactly. So when you go to post hoc, in general, we use the top key. And when the homogeneity is not assumed, you need a Games-Hauer. So we'll check that. And then in the analyze and compare means and one-way ANOVA, I just forgot something to do. So here is the options. You have to check the descriptive. And then homogeneity variances, you have to check, and the means plot. So we can see the visual image about how significant differences between groups. Continue. And then, okay. So in the output, we can see that there are descriptives and also homogeneity of variances and the ANOVA. And that is the main table we have to interpret. And then we can also have the post-hoc test. So here we can find exactly from where is coming the differences. Okay, so I will explain about that one by one. Here in the descriptive, you can find the mean values of the high and moderate and low. You can see that there are some differences. And their standard deviation is a bit different. But this is in fact shown by the homogeneity of variances. So when you see the Levin's test here, that is a significance is 0.4. So that means that the test is not significant. So when the homogeneity of variances is not significant, that means your homogeneity is assumed. So we can consider that this homogeneity is okay. So ANOVA table in between groups, that is between three groups, you have the F value is 10.64, significance is 0.001. So in fact, that means that you have the significant differences between high, moderate, and low. But we don't know exactly from where it's coming. So now you have to go for post hoc. When you go to post hoc, how you can find from where it's coming the significance? You can see that in the significance column here, and then you can see the 0.004, 0.003, both of them are significant. And then you can see here also not significant is 0.989. So how you will find here the significance is that by the significance level here, and you can say that high and the moderate between them, they are the significant difference, and then high and low, they have a significant difference. However, between the moderate and low, they don't have the significant result. So when you see the your plot, you can see more visually clearly is a high and a low. Between the moderate and low, there is not significant difference. However, between the moderate and high, there is a significant difference. So this is the ANOVA test. When you have the categorical variable as independent variable, is more than three groups, and dependent variable is a continuous variable. Thank you.